Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the R&R's Ask the Expert. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today about odor removal. Well, I wanted to bring in an expert to talk about it. So this is Tom McCardle from Odor. He is the vice president of the company. They've been specializing in disaster restoration and odor removal for quite some time now, and he's going to have some really good odor removal tips for you. So we're recording this on Friday from the Forensic Restoration Conference that the Restoration Industry Association has been putting on. It's been an amazing few days, and so we've also been kind of keeping track of what contractors have been doing on the West Coast when it comes to the fires. As of today, there's been over 60 deaths and there's hundreds of people still missing. So these tips are going to be good for the future too, not just for these wildfires now. This is good for any smoke odor removal job that you're going to be handling from here on out. So we are going to jump right in. So what do restorers at this point need to know about getting the equipment that they need, when they need, where they need it?
Probably the best advice is to be proactive. So don't wait until you've got the job and signed and now you're scrambling around trying to find out where to get equipment, where to get your guys, what trucks are going there. The biggest thing that we've learned from contractors doing the work is they're proactive, they're on top of things. When they see a fire coming, before it's even put out, they're putting everything in place. And from our side, that's exactly what we did as well. We learned last year when we helped with the fires in California, both in northern and southern. When something like this happens, we immediately start mobilizing our machines. We get them out to the West Coast, we get our guys set up, we get our delivery guys ready to go, just get everything in place so that way as things open up, you're ready to move and make things happen and not waste time and not scramble around last minute trying to figure out how are we going to get this done. Being proactive, that's probably the biggest thing.
Okay, for sure. So what would you tell companies that are going to be handling a large volume, a large number of jobs, or they might be having some commercial jobs plus a whole bunch of residential jobs? The smoke is traveling so far, it's going to be tons of communities that need this help. So how do you manage odor removal on such a large scale?
Probably the biggest thing with that, in addition to being proactive, is really assessing each project really down to the details from the beginning. Obviously not everything's going to go as planned, really in this industry with everything that happens, but assessing the project as best you can from the beginning. Specifically as it relates to the odor removal, I would say finding out the square footage, walking the project, seeing what the layout looks like, how severe is the odor, are there contents on site, are there contents that can be saved instead of thrown out, inventory they have, when do they want that business back open, is there still smoke outside that's going to be coming in, how do you handle that? It's really doing a full assessment up front so that way you can plan out that scope of work and not have to worry that this job's not done over here, hey, we don't have machines over on this side. Properly plan it out from the beginning, and that way you can mobilize all your people, all your equipment as needed, plan out a schedule, and that way things can flow as smoothly as possible. That's probably the best thing. We're really assessing it from the beginning, and that's one of the things we like to help with too, by the way, is contacting people from the beginning. If there's any questions or whatever, it's like, hey, this is really the best way to do it, and that way everything can kind of, like I said, flow smoothly.
Okay, so what is the biggest mistake you see companies making then where they're going into these jobs and trying to get rid of the odor? Odor is such a subjective thing and it needs to be gone for good, and so what are the biggest mistakes you see companies making that they could avoid?
A lot of times with the machines, it's sometimes they just blindly go in maybe and just throw the machines in expecting more out of it than what's realistic. So we would say definitely using the right square footage, so knowing the coverage area, properly placing them. Yeah, you plug them in and turn them on, but there is some strategy. Where do you strategically place them to get a nice even distribution of the hydroxyls throughout the contaminated area, the areas affected by the odor? How do you deal with the contents? How do you deal with them on site, or are you packing them out? Not turning off the machines too early. Sometimes, one little trick is people walk in sometimes say, oh, it smells really good in here, job must be done. Not accurate, actually. What you're smelling is the air. The air is the first thing that's going to smell good, which is great for the customer because within 24 hours, it's like, oh my gosh, it's already smelling better. But the key is to know the project's actually done, is to put your nose on the drywall, on the cabinets, on the inventory, on the chair, make sure the smell is out of that. So don't turn the machines off too early, properly place them, and also use additional air movers. I can't emphasize enough just the thought of getting what's coming out of the fan, out of our machine, getting those hydroxyls into the contents and structure is what gets the job done. So setting up the machines properly, strategically placing them to cover the right size area, but then using additional air movers to help circulate the air, create that vortex, to help spread them around so they cover all of those little nooks and crannies that are throughout the job.
Perfect. Okay, we covered a lot, so is there anything else you want to add? Any other tips for the contractors out there doing these jobs?
The big thing is educating the client, the adjuster, educating those guys up front. When you walk in with confidence, know what the machines are capable of doing, knowing how you're going to do the project, make them comfortable from the beginning, and then having the right plan in place so you know how many machines, the physical work that needs to be done, make sure your guys are there to do it, your vans are there set up, your equipment set up so that way, like I said, things flow smoothly. And obviously reaching out, yesterday I was up till 11:30 at night helping 100 machines going down from Northern California to Southern California because a client needed them at 7 a.m. at a high school to do a whole high school. We said, hey, we can help you out. And that's what we're here for. Took 100 machines literally through the middle of the night, drove them down California to get them there. So plan ahead, get your scope of work going, but reach out for help. And, it's what it is.
Perfect. Okay, so Odorox has a great resource on R&R's website. If you go to rnrmagonline.com, you can go up to where it says Info Center at the top and click there, and there's an odor removal info center that Odorox sponsors on our website. It has tons of odor removal tips. It has articles and videos and really anything that you need to know about odor removal using hydroxyls, all of that. So be sure to check out that resource, and we will see you on the next video.